6 year anniversary of unbroken democracy in Nigeria. Today, we talk about democracy, Tinubu, and the vein of 2027. Yes, democracy, our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the vein of 2027. Don't forget, we are also live on Facebook at Super FM Lagos. We're live on Facebook at Super FM Lagos. President Bola Tinubu last year marked the 25th anniversary of unbroken democracy in Nigeria with a compelling address on Democracy Day. That's June 12th, 2024. In his speech, he reflected on the nation's journey from the struggles of military rule to becoming Africa's most populous democracy. Democracy as a way of life. He also emphasizes that democracy is more than just holding elections. It is a way of life that includes freedom of speech, liberty, and peaceful transitions of power. And now joining me live to look further in this democracy, 26 years of democracy, and also looking further in the vein of 2027 with President Bola Tinubu is a former chairman of ADC in Ogun State, Mr. Itunu Temitayo Abioro. Mr. Itunu, welcome to the show and good morning.
Good morning, Lagos, and thank you very much for having me. As always, it is a huge, exciting time of our lives. And, as someone who's worked in opposition and building coalitions across governments, I cannot tell you how thrilled I am that I am here to talk about democracy, the president, and of course the future.
Thank you very much for that. Also joining me live is a former editor, chairman, editorial board, and deputy editor-in-chief of Punch newspaper. No other person than Mr. Bola Bolawole. Mr. Bola Bolawole, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, my brother. I'm happy to be here.
As we count down to another Democracy Day, Thursday, June 12th, it's a big countdown. 2 days from now, we'll enter another 26 years of democracy. How would you say Nigeria is practicing a democracy? Let me start with Mr. Bola Bolawole, and then we'll come over to the politician in the house. How will you say Nigeria is practicing democracy?
Thank you very much. We have had since 1999 is civil democracy to birth in this country. When you talk about democracy, you are talking about the right to choose. You are talking about their of their choice. And when you are talking about fair, credible elections, since 1999, have we had choosing those who have been ruling over them? Have been compromised? Are we not seeing? We're not seeing all manner of shenanigans against democratic rules, against freedom of expression, and things like that. So we cannot actually say that what we've had is democracy. Democracy means government of the people, by the people, and for the
government of the people, by the people, and of the people. Are you there, Mr. Bola Bolawole? Okay, I guess we lost a connection there. Okay, while we try to get reconnected to Mr. Bolawole, talking about democracy, a whole lot is definitely happening in the system. Well, our President Bola Tinubu has always reiterated his love for a democratic system of government. Mr. Bola, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I'm just telling you that we have had civilians in government, but we have not had democracy properly so-called since 1999. Maybe we are moving towards it, and we should actually move towards it. The people should elect their leaders. The elections should be free and fair. Elections should be credible. The people should have a say. Those who want to belong to Nigeria should be allowed to belong to Nigeria. Those who want to opt out of Nigeria should be allowed to opt out of Nigeria. That is democracy. People should choose. You don't force people into a marriage, into an association that they don't like. There are people who want to get out of Nigeria. Let them get out. There are those of us who want to stay. Let us stay. And when we have elections, let our elections be credible. Let our votes count. Let our leaders do what the people want. Not that they are there, they are serving their own selfish interest. If you are there and you are only serving your own, you are not doing what the people want. There is hardship all over the place. You cannot claim that you have government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So we can call it another name. We can't call it democracy. What we have at the moment is not democracy. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Let me come to our politician in the house. Yeah, I mean, Nigeria democracy since 1999 is now 26 years old. But the country, they say, has remained a toddler on many fronts, being compared to the likes of Ghana, Rwanda, Senegal, and Botswana. How will you react to this? Will you agree that the country democratic system is being a toddler in compared to other West African countries?
Thank you very much. My answer is twofold.
Okay.
You have to remember our independence in 1960 up until the Abacha era in 1994. Nigeria had 8 full 2 unsuccessful insurrections and all of that. And then 1999 to date, we've had, but we've never had a full total breakdown of law and order like what we were having from 1960 to 1993. And what ever since we've really taken the lessons learned, and by 98 you have the likes of Abubakar handing over to, in the words of my other colleague in the studio, a civilian leadership. He's not calling it a democracy. But I feel that democracy will mean different things to different people. The conversation is democracy where people vote for their leaders? Well, the people who are on the ballot are voted for. Is the system credible? It is a system that needs a lot of tweaking, and one of the ways that it was tweaked was systems like BVAS and a new electoral law. Has the electoral law been attacked and abused by Nigerians? Yes, some Nigerians, some unscrupulous elements have taken an attack at the vulnerabilities of those laws. But does it not show that we are growing every day? Yes, it does show that we are growing every day. And in fact, the last election in 2023 was no longer a traditional 2-horse race, but a 3-horse race with Peter Obi coming in as a third force. People are looking to the 2027 election as a 4-horse or a multi-horse race. So yes, we are growing. We may not grow as fast as people want us to grow, but you must remember that in the time between 1994 to 2025 that we are in, we've had series of growths and not one single major mayhem that has sacrificed the country. Compare that to 1960 to 1993, or even early 94, where you've had multiple coups and multiple bloodletting and chaos all around. So yes, we are improving.
Yes, improving. But when you say that our democracy system is looking like that of a toddler, do you agree to that?
A toddler grows. In fact, toddlers grow more rapidly than adults. So if you say Nigeria's democracy is like a toddler, I will agree, because it has so much room for improvement and it is growing twice as rapid as established democracies like what we have in the UK.
In 26 years, you still want to compare it to being a toddler? Is that not diminishing?
No, it is not diminishing if it is showing growth. In 26 years, we've had things like Not Too Young to Run bill scale past and become law of the land. In 26 laws, brand new electoral laws enacted. In 26 years, we've started to talk about state creation. In 26 years, we've had civilian to civilian transfer of power from one political party to another. In 26 years, we've had military transition to civilian transition. In 26 years, all of these things are brand new. It's never been done before in Nigeria. This is the first time we are doing it. So yes, we are toddlers, but we are rapidly growing toddlers.
You are mentioning not too young to rule, the election reform and INF reform and all those things. But then we talk about the rule of law, our healthcare system, our education, our employment level, the micro and the macroeconomic indices. All of this, are they not measurements for a proper democracy or a progressive democracy?
One of democracy is that it is a popular, necessarily based on fact or based on data. It is based on popularism of an idea or a concept. For me, one of the guys who actually knew what he was saying in the lead up to the election 2023 didn't even score second in his party primaries, and I'm referring to Professor Yemi Osinbajo. He came third. One of the people who came up and said, "Oh, we have an idea. This is what we're going to do." In Peter Obi, he came third. So democracy gives people who have the idea the opportunity to say what they want to say. But unfortunately, we've not come to a point where Nigerians of themselves, own the system and say, okay, let us give the person with the biggest idea. Instead, what we do now is we give the most popular person the mandate, irrespective of if his ideas are sound or not.
Okay, thank you very much for this. But let's still moving ahead right now. But quickly, let's take a short break. And when we come back, let's try and get connected properly. We have a little bit of network glacier. When we come back, we'll talk more on the aspects of the vein. Yeah, a lot of things are happening in our dear country, and questions are being thrown at the president on if truly the democracy he speaks of, the democracy he talks about, democracy that he practices is being implemented. Well, take a short break. We'll be right back.
We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. Switch to the good side of life here on 92.7 Super FM.
network issues right here this morning. Okay, we still have a politician right here, Mr. Itunu, Temitayo, Abioro. Mr. Itunu, apologies on all of these network issues, but let's still go ahead on the conversation. Right? We're talking about all of this democratic system. Let me let you know that while the nation has maintained 26 years of uninterrupted civilian rule since 1999, well, many Nigerians will say they are of the idea or of the ideal of democracy, justice, equity, good governance, and accountability. They all remain elusive. With the fact that the economic hardship, corruption, insecurity, failing public services, citizens are asking whether the democracy we're practicing today is truly working for Nigerians. Do you think democracy we're practicing today is truly working for Nigerians?
Sometimes as a young language that comes to my mind, and they say in my language, they say "amukun ewewo," and it says, "Oh, you are looking at the up, you are not looking at the down." My point is, which basically means, these people who have stop on uneven legs, and they say, "Oh, check, your luggage is slanty." He says, "No, you are looking up, look down, I have bad feet." 90 million Nigerians registered to vote for 2023 elections, and the winner secures the seat with only 8 million votes. And the second and third are about 6 million votes each, and the fourth 1 million votes. So combine all of them together, it's not even up to 25%, 26% of the whole country, with 75% of Nigerians saying, "We don't care who becomes president. It is not our business. We don't need to know how the country is run. We just want to mind our business and leave it like that." Well, 75% of Nigerians are the reason why Nigeria is the way it is. And that is their power in democracy, saying, "You know what, we don't need this." Had more people come up and said, "We need this," we wouldn't have some of the issues that we are having. And I know people don't like to be told that they are the fault, but at this point in time, we are hoping that people would learn from that, especially 2023, and do well in 2027.
All right, Nigerians, let me take you through a brief history in all of this. Yes, do you know that the election was contested between Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, representing the Social Democratic Party SDP, and Alhaji Bashir Tofa, representing the National Republican Convention. Well, the election had a high voter turnout and was characterized by widespread support across ethnic, religious, and regional lines. Well, however, before the results were announced, the military regime of General Ibrahim Babangida annulled the election. Yes, thereby denying Nigerians the opportunity to witness a democratic transition. And in all of this, there were so many conversations in all of this, so many talks in all of this. It sparked a widespread protest and civil unrest across the country. Well, with many Nigerians demanding the restoration of Chief MKO Abiola's mandate. Nigerians, Chief MKO Abiola, the presumed winner of the annulled election, became a symbol of Nigeria's democratic struggle, where President Muhammadu Buhari on June 6, 2018 declared June 12th as Nigeria's Democracy Day. This decision was made to honor Chief MKO Abiola and also to acknowledge the sacrifices made by him and other pro-democracy activists. Well, there have been a lot of contests. The shift from May 29 to June 12 was really a contest where it was also accompanied by the Post-Umers Award of Nigeria's highest national honor. He was also the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, that's the GCFR, to Chief MKO Abiola. In addition to all of these, the former Vice President during that time, Yemi Osinbajo, announced that the federal government will organize an event to commemorate June 12th each year and celebrate Nigeria's democratic progress. This declaration and recognition of June 12th as Democracy Day marked a significant milestone in Nigeria's democratic history. It served as a way to also acknowledge the struggles and the sacrifices made by Nigerians for democracy and to honor the memory of Chief MKO Abiola, who played a crucial role in Nigeria's democratic journey. Well, taking you down the history of all of this, and let me also let you know that have been in this struggle of democracy. Some politicians, some Nigerians have also been talking tough in all of this role of democracy. And that's why on Democracy Day, the Nigerian government has also declared Thursday a public holiday. The Nigerian government has also declared Thursday a public holiday. Also so much to talk about. Let's go back to our guest. Let's go back to our guest and talk more on all of this. 26 years of democracy. And also, we definitely look at our president and the vein of 2027. Mr. Temitayo, are you there, Mr. Temitayo?
Yeah, network is a little bit shaky, but I'm here.
All right. Thank you very, very much for this. But in all of this conversation, let's still move ahead. 26 years into democracy, as Nigeria upheld its constitutional promise of a free democracy, will you say that Nigeria is really holding its promise of democracy?
Everybody, over the last couple of weeks, the news has been agog with coalition talks. And coalition talks basically means that while a sitting president is on the seat in his second year in office, not a primary year and not an election cycle, politicians are coming out publicly to say they are going to organize themselves in a way, shape, and form that is going to challenge his hold on power. And nobody has been attacked, kidnapped, molested. People are going about these meetings. And of course, you introduced me as a former chairman of ADC. ADC, my former party, is fully in the coalition talks. Other political parties like SDP are also in coalition talks. Elder statesmen like Malam Nasir El-Rufai and the likes, Peter Obi Atiku, all of them are publicly out there canvassing and are trying to get Nigerians to see that they can form a coalition to unseat the ruling government. There is nothing more beautiful than that. Now, of course, I understand that as a normal Nigerian, the cost of living is stupidly high. The availability to feed myself or my family is unnecessarily painful. But this is as a result of something I was alluding to earlier before the network failed, which is that 75% of Nigerians with PVC refuse to even partake in the process in the first place. And now we are feeling the effects of those 75% not doing what they were supposed to do, which is to critique all of these 18 candidates who had put themselves up for election in 2023 to give us the best. And I'm hoping that now, with new people in the fray, at least I've mentioned El-Rufai, I've talked about Peter Obi, I've talked about Atiku, I've talked about the current president. That's at least 4 prospective candidates out of 18. There's still room for another 14 more guys. At this point in time, we should start looking at what are these individuals doing, saying, and how can they impact our lives for better, because at the end of the day, it is a decision that has lasting effects on the bottom line of the average Nigerian.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Now let's go into other conversations right here. Let's talk about the vein of 2027. Well, there's been a lot of talk, I must say. There's been a whole lot of talk in this, and sometimes I kind of imagine, sometimes I kind of talk that a lot of the sweeping of PDP members going, or even Labour Party members going down to the APC. So many politicians are talking. The Brand New State Senator Ali Ndume has also distanced himself from the endorsement of President Bola Tinubu for a second term in office. Well, according to him, former President Goodluck Jonathan secured the endorsement of 22 governors of his party, the People's Democratic Party, in the 2015 poll. Yet, he lost his re-election bid to Muhammadu Buhari of the All Progressive Congress. On May 22nd, 2025, 22 APC governors unanimously adopted Tinubu as the APC candidate for the 2027 election. And now Ndume, a high-ranking APC member, says he did not support the decision of the APC governors, as things are very bad in the country at the moment. All of this movement, all of this defection from one party to another. Let me come to you, Mr. Bola. Will you say this is a proper democratic system?
Thank you very much. It is not. It's not something that is very new. We have seen this kind of things when PDP was the ruling party. When 31 state governors, when governors defected from other parties to the PDP, and we had 31 state governors in the PDP, and they were all supporting the then President Olusegun Obasanjo, you know. And we always have a situation where governors, whether of the PDP or the APC, will come together and will say that there is no vacancy. We are not just hearing that this idea of there is no vacancy in Aston Villa. We had it during Jonathan, that the president that is there is the one that they are putting forward for another term. So it is something that the politicians are doing, and it is something that erodes our democracy. And like you said earlier on, it is something that still shows that our democracy is a toddler, because you don't close the door against opposition. Even within your own party, you don't prevent people from contesting election, contesting the flag, the presidential flag, with the incumbent within your own party. That is what is called internal democracy. Where you don't have internal democracy, you cannot have external democracy. In Nigeria today, there is no internal democracy. Right from the local government level, you see that they do elections at the local government level in the state. The party that is in power in the state clears everything 100%. The recent one in Benue, I was surprised. Yeah. The governor there is a pastor, and his party cleared all the local government posts. Does it mean that there are no other political parties there? Does it mean that the other political parties there are sleeping? So all these kind of things, these shenanigans, they are what erodes the confidence of people in our democracy. They will tell you that no, they have already decided what to do. They know who they want to vote for. They know the people they want to put there. In the last election, local government election in Lagos, the same thing happened. I have a situation where the party already decided who will be the councillor, who will be chairman, and things like that. And people went to vote, came out protesting that candidates were imposed on them. So I think we have to move away from that. If we actually want our democracy to grow, to become credible, and for people to have confidence in the political process, we must move away from imposition. We must move away from a lack of internal democracy within the parties. So once a political party cannot guarantee internal democracy within its own rules and regulations, there is no way that political party can come to the national level and guarantee democracy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now let me come to the politician, Mr. Temitayo, right there. The Nigerian Political Science Association in Nigeria has called democracy in Nigeria below pass mark. You are a politician. Do you agree with that score?
Remember when I said democracy means different things to different people? That was my opening line.
Okay.
For me, I woke up in a world that was post-military era. I didn't wake up in the Western region world. I didn't wake up in the Shehu Shagari world. I didn't wake up in the 3rd Republic or 2nd Republic. I woke up in 1999, this 4th Republic. And we've resisted things like third-term agenda. We've resisted, just like the honorable member who's speaking alongside me said, we've had places where 31 state governors will come and say, there's no vacancy in Aso Rock. But there's always vacancy in Aso Rock. There's always vacancy in every state. In my state, for example, Ogun State, nobody has successfully installed a successor. Everybody has tried it since 1999 and failed. These are signs that people actually make up their mind on what they want to do.
But that's not the case in Lagos.
How they want to do it.
But that's not the case in Lagos.
Lagos is an abnormality. Lagos is just one state out of 36. Yes, it has what do they call it? It has the population, it has the ruling elite, it has everything to make it stand out. But it is an anomaly. It doesn't. What happens in Lagos doesn't happen everywhere else. Show me one state apart from Lagos where this even states where the predecessor installs the successor kicks out and fights tooth and nail against the predecessor. You can talk about Kwara, you can talk about Rivers, you can talk about Edo State, you can talk about any other place you want to talk about. It happens. But Lagos is an anomaly. Lagos is the only place where it is like a factory. You go in, you come out, the result is the same. And I'm not trying to rubbish what Lagos is doing because Lagos has kind of proven its point that it works. You have so many infrastructural development projects you can touch. You have so many people, everybody in Nigeria is running down to Lagos because they feel that their bread is buttered more in Lagos because it gives security, it gives, they have street lights. I have places in my state where we've never seen a street light over the last 26 years. And I'm not saying that because my governors are not working. I'm just saying that because it is not working. So for everything Lagos isn't on one side, you have to recognize that it is doing some other good things on the other side. So I'm not going to bash Lagos for their own style of governance, but it is indeed an anomaly. But for the rest of the 35 states and the FCT, it is everybody who has the opportunity to, the capacity to, will of course try to run for governance. And if you're lucky, and with the right team, the right tools, the right capacity, you will win your election on a day. My current governor of Ogun State, Governor Abioro, didn't even show his mettle in the primaries until 3 months to go. In fact, some people argue that it would take the unfortunate incident in his private life to occur for him to actually focus himself on governance or attempting governance to make lives better as a way. And he's successfully completed a run for a second term election and won. Now he's going to leave the stage for a new governor in 2027. And everybody, you have Edalokan, Ijebulokan, Yewalokan groups springing up in Ogun State, all vying for influence and relevance. So these are things that show you that democracy is actually working. Because imagine a scenario where even a former Lagos senator has switched to Ogun State and is in Ogun State contesting and showing that it is his turn to run. It wouldn't be possible if this wasn't a democracy. But nobody is beating him that he left Lagos and came to Ogun State. Yes, people are saying it to him, but he still has his crowd.
So what do you now make up of this democratic godfatherism? Are we going to say that is also democracy too? Where we saw recently a Lagos State governor dismissing rumor rift with President Tinubu, saying that it's just like a father and son affair. And we all understand, we all assume that, well, this is a matter of godfatherism.
I've called Lagos an anomaly, and it's because it is indeed an anomaly. Earlier last year, the Speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly was impeached for good. Earlier this year, the Speaker of Lagos State was impeached and returned. And in Plateau State, if I'm not mistaken, the Speaker of the House of Assembly in Plateau State is from YPP. In fact, he's the only candidate from YPP who won his election and is in YPP. And they have majority PDP, majority APC, and all of them came together to vote for YPP to be their speaker. There are places where things are happening, and Lagos is an exception. That's what I said. It's an anomaly on its own. But to the broader Nigerian context, people are allowed to disagree, and that is the beauty of democracy. People are allowed to say, we don't want this, we feel there's a better way of going about it. It is when you silence dissent, when you silence opposition voice, which is something that the other gentleman was alluding to, it seems to be happening in the ruling party, with the national chairman of the APC saying, we're not even going to sell nomination forms to anybody who wants to contest for the office of the presidency. And I'm asking myself, didn't people contest with Buhari for the office of the presidency in his second term? Didn't people come out, again, even in Jonathan's party, to contest for presidency? I'm starting to see, but how? But these are issues that have made the likes of the El Rufais of this world to come out and say APC has castrated its democratic organs, and so they need to come out to create an enabling environment where opposition views and democratic tenets, which is allowing people to choose who they want to choose, reign supreme. And for that, anybody who scores Nigeria's democracy below pass mark is not paying attention to what is going on.
All right, thank you very much. Don't forget, you can be part of this conversation this morning. Lagos, call us 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927 or 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Emmanuel from Ojo.
All right, Emmanuel from Ojo. Please, can you turn down the volume on your radio set so we can hear you properly?
All right.
All right,
Okay,
go ahead on
thank
your
you.
comment, please.
All right. Like one of the person that said that Nigerian democracy is toddler. Yes, we know it's toddler. All these politicians moving from one party to another. If a party doesn't favor them, they'll move to another party. Now they are going against the president's second term. It is the system. They say things are not going well. Things were not going well during Jonathan. They went against Jonathan. Things were not going well during Buhari. They went against Buhari. So it is a normal thing in Nigeria, and we've become used to it. So my own issue is, let the politicians come in one voice and remain in that party. Work things out for the country to be better. Not moving from one party to another when you see that the party you are in doesn't favor you. The Aline Dumel and co are saying that because the government is not favoring them. El-Rufai ran from APC because APC was not favoring them. If a ministerial position has been given to El-Rufai, would he have been going against the government? No. What we need from them is to remain where they are and work things out for the country to be good. Not moving from one place to another. It doesn't help the economy. It doesn't help the country. I think they should sit at where they are and work things out for the betterment of the country. Moving from one political party to another will not solve problem. It will not help the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much for your comment. Thank you. Yes, callers 0705 6900 927. 0705 6900 927. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
This is Tunde from Lagos.
Okay, Tunde from Lagos. Please, 1 minute, please.
Oh, okay. Let me just make a comment. I'm a bit surprised about your person last time was analyzing our democracy, and he said it's working ready, based on the fact that we made some strides, politicking. But democracy basically is about governance. It's a method of governance, a method of government. It's governance. It's governance. It's governance, not politicking. Now, you have to look at governance. How much has this democracy favored governance? What have we achieved? Practically nothing. Look at all the sectors. Is it health? Is it education? Look at education. Look at the mess. Come on, why can even jam that was on a good scale before. Look at what it is now. Look at health. Look what really what is working. What is working? So when you democracy, that's why people are calling for military government. So I don't know whether they are oblivious to that democracy are politicking. That is rubbish. Pure rubbish.
502-7711 0802-502-7711 or you can call 0705 690 0927 0805 0705 690 0927. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel from where?
From my two.
All right, Emmanuel, please, just 1 minute. Can you hear me? Okay, well, I'll start. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, I hear you.
Yes, good morning. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, this is Godwin. I'm calling from Malanga.
You said this is what?
Godwin.
All right, Godwin, quickly, 1 minute, please.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is that because this Nigeria we are talking about, these people that are in politics, there are some people that are there since 1999 and nothing to run about. And today, they are still there and telling Nigeria that they are the hope of Nigeria. The problem is massive. We get graduates everywhere with them, people that have master, but they are not reason as a human being in this country. The thing pains me a lot. Because people in Lagos State and Nigeria, we're supposed to keep records since 1990. And yet, we are still supporting the people there as the right people. And we know how Lagos did before. And we know how Lagos did now. You understand? So, I don't know, even some of people that are calling the radio, they are not even married to even to talk. The way they talk, because Nigeria is working.
Okay. I won't allow you disrespect our callers, please. I won't allow you disrespect our callers. Everybody has their own opinion and their own view. Yes, that's why it's called a democracy. You have your right to express your mind. So please, let's keep our other callers who want to express their mind just the same way you're doing. Allow them do so. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much for that. We respect every caller who call right here. We respect every Nigerians, every Lagosians who participate in this conversation right here on Spotlight on Super FM. Please, let's do it judiciously and let's do it diplomatically because we know there's pain everywhere. It pains our hearts. Sometimes when things doesn't go the way that we pray for, the way we wish. But what can we do? We keep talking and then we keep praying. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, you're not ready for us. So please call us back at 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. Let me come quickly to our politician there, Mr. Itunu. You see pain in the heart of Nigerians. And it seems to be like, well, we say there's democracy. We say there is this. But then things are really going sour. Things are really going bad. And then you are saying, well, things are growing. how do you react to what our callers have said? Do you think this democracy is really favoring governance?
You know, when I was saying that 75% of Nigerians refuse to even participate in this process, and you don't go when your hair is full, you go to a barber now, and you are not going. If you have toothache, you go to a dentist. When you need people to run the country, run WAEC, run NECO, run education, run health, run sports, run every aspect that makes your life as an individual worth living, so that you don't go abroad and start washing plates. That is not the time you say, I want to watch TV. That is actually the time you come out and actually start to read through their profiles, go and check their social media history, go and check everything about them to be sure that the person who is going to eventually win has an idea of what he's saying and has the capacity to deliver.
You are a former chairman.
I don't like
sir. You are a former chairman, sir. Do you think
our
our vote counts?
That Nigerians like to blame other people for their own choices and their own decisions.
Okay, because
over 60 million people refuse to go out and vote.
Because they feel like the vote doesn't count.
Right now.
Because they feel like the vote doesn't count. Their vote doesn't.
If it doesn't, why then do politicians go out of their way to campaign?
Okay, let me come to Mr. Bola. Mr. Bola, I mean, sometimes it seems to be like vote doesn't count, and that's why all of these are happening.
Yes, in Nigeria today, votes don't count in the real sense that, number one, the party is dangerous. It's dangerous to you that you have decided to abandon the political field. It is dangerous to the political system itself, to the health of the political system, because we know that the political system is not supported by majority of the people.
Assembly wanted to pass a bill for compulsory voting.
Yeah, the way to go is not by passing a law. You cannot compel people to go out and vote. Are you going to drag them out of their homes? 60 million political apathy is for you to look at the reasons. Why are these people not coming out to vote? Number one, they are not coming out to vote because they believe that their votes do not count. That whether they vote or not, the winners will emerge. And that the politicians and the political class, they have decided who will be elected. So it's a waste of time, waste of money, waste of resources to go out and vote. That is one. Number two, they believe that even if the election is rigged and they go to court, the court is already compromised, so there is no point. Number three, they believe that even if you vote these people there, when they get there, they will only serve their own personal interest. So address the main reasons why people do not vote, because there is actually voter apathy. Right. And voter apathy also affects governance. Like my colleague there is trying to say, politics is about politicking. That the other gentleman who called made a mistake. He said politics is just about governance. No, politics is about politicking plus governance. The two together.
All right, we're out of time. We're out of time already, Mr. Bola, former editor, chairman, editorial board, and deputy editor-in-chief of a Punch newspaper. Thank you very much for this analysis. Definitely, I will come back again, maybe on June 12th, Democracy Day, or probably tomorrow or Friday. We'll come back and give more on all of this democratic conversation. Also, former chairman, ADC Ogun State, Mr. Itunu, Temitayo, Abioro, thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time this morning on Spotlight.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, so this is where we'll call it a day right here on Spotlight and Super